Good morning, students. We are going to start with the chapter Leaf. Here, we'll talk about flowering and non flowering plants. Around us, we see so many plants. Amongst them, we see some gives flowers, some doesn't. So, amongst the flowering plants, we'll talk about how they grow. All the plants they grow with the help of seed. When we soak the seed, it sprouts. We have seen in our houses kidney bean or any or dals pulses any of these. If we soak them, they sprout. Now from there we get two sprouts here. The one which goes downward is your radicle, which grows into root. Now how to remember it? R for root and R for radicle. The another one which goes upward is called plumule. Plumule develops into a shoot. What are the functions of the radicle which grows into the root or the root system? It binds to the soil, it gives anchor. Anchor is holding, it holds the plant, it nourishes the plant, it absorbs the water and the minerals and prevents the soil erosion. You must have read soil erosion in your geography, or you'll be reading it. You'll be able to relate then. So basically, root it binds the soil, plus it absorbs the water and the minerals from the soil. Plumule of the seed which grows into the shoot system, the functions are it support the branches. We have got the main stem. From there we have got the branches. Then we have leaves and flowers and then fruits. So basically it supports the branches and it keep the leaves erect. It gives them support so that they can absorb the sunlight and prepare the food. Also, it has a conducting vessel. It is the stem is the main part from where the food supply from the leaves is transducted or transported to the other part of the plant, and water and minerals are absorbed, which are absorbed from the root, is transported to the other part. So basically this shoot system, it supports the branches, it keeps the leaves spread, plus it is a transport system for minerals and water which are absorbed by the root and food from which are prepared in the leaf. We'll take up the structure of the leaf. When we talk about the leaf, this is what we see. Now, any leaf, when we look at it, we have a petiole. This is the lamina. The broadened part, the flattened part, it is called the lamina. And the stalk, which is attached to the stem, it is called the petiole. At the base of the petiole, you can see a thickened portion here. Now, that is called the leaf base. The leaf base is attached to the stem. That is why it is broadened and it is attached to the stem. Now, when we look at the structure of the leaf, we have this petiole extended to the lamina or the leaf part, leaf blade. This flattened surface is called the lamina basically. Now, here the main vein going is called midrib. From the midrib, we have got the many veins and veinlets. Veins are the main uh, supplies which come from the midrib. From these veins, further subdivision occurs. They are called the veinlets. Here, here we'll talk about, when we talk about the structure of the leaf, we'll keep few things in mind. That the part of leaf, it has two parts of leaf, major ones, petiole and lamina. Now, lamina is further divided into midrib, veins and the veinlets. We have got two types of leaves. One which has a stalk which is attached to the stem. Another one is which does not have a stalk. You all must have seen the banana leaf. It does not have a stalk. It is directly attached to the stem. Now such leaves which do not have the stalk are called sessile leaf. Example, banana. The ones which have a stalk leaf, They are examples like mango, guava, people, and so many others. Now, in general, when we talk about it, we can say that these stalk plants, they are attached to the stem with the help of this stalk, and sessile leaf, they are directly attached to the stem.